We did that in college to fuck with a buddy of mine, where he would watch Jeopardy every day, and he had a fucking. Did I tell this story already?
I don't think so.
So I had a buddy, Dave, in high school, in college, who would watch Jeopardy.
Seriously, he had it was a handheld device, and it would look like a Jeopardy calculator, so he could play along at home and keep score for himself, like answering the questions.
And he actually had this home. It was like a calculator, but it was a Jeopardy play-along device. Yeah, he had this thing, and he would use it, and he would play along. And it would. So we go in there and watch Jeopardy with him, and we shout out, just go, "Shut up, shut up, shut up!" And so,
and one day he had to go home, and he had to stay for an extra day. He couldn't be there on Monday. So this is back in the days of VHS. So we would all gather in his room to watch Jeopardy. We recorded Jeopardy, and we all watched it like 2 or 3 times. Then he came in, and we played the previous day's episode of Jeopardy.
And he thought it was live.
And he thought it was he answered questions, and we're like, who's Charles Manson? What is the Battle of Hastings? And it's like, what the fuck?
he came in, and I knew every answer to every question. He was like, I thought he was gonna have a fucking conniption.
We talked about this years ago on one of the first podcasts, but do you think about it when you're in the elevator?
Time.
You know what I'm talking about?
All the fucking
There was a
time.
doctor in Houston that was decapitated by a malfunctioning elevator. It was like something like you would write in a bad movie or a cartoon.
Got his head stuck in the door, and then the elevator went up and cut off his head.
Oh.
So his
Like it popped it off his body, or
Or was it the other way? I know somebody was in the elevator with either a head or a freshly decapitated body, which would be a nightmare.
This happens, a lot, apparently. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but it's like enough. I have like a phobia of it now.
Aren't there
like, every time I get
safeguards
in and
on elevators? Don't,
Yeah,
God, don't show me a photo. Okay.
True on Snopes.
It can,
True on
I thought you were
Snopes.
going to show me a
Let
photo.
me read the Snopes article on it, which is listed as true.
Sure.
yeah.
How does it not open back up when you shove your head in there?
Maybe it malfunctioned.
First of all, how do you
maybe it
adjust
malfunctioned.
your head in there?
Although I have been in
He
a
was
couple,
really rushing for it.
I have been in a couple elevators, especially in Vegas. I don't know what the deal is, where it's like the door's closing. It's like, oh, I'll just put my hand in there. It's like, no, the door's closing. It's just,
is we used to work with a guy who
What the fuck? Somebody just said I told both these stories on podcast 151, the Jeopardy one and the decapitation one.
no way.
What else did we talk about?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I'm
Go through the link up. Let's rehash it for more material.
Bullshit throwaway.
Like this video I
Stupid
posted
ones.
last night. And for Father's Day, I sat down with JD and Teddy, my sons, and we played Star Control 2, Gus.
Nice.
And so I showed him Star Control 2 and talked about why I liked that game so much as a kid. So it was like a little bit of a brief introduction, then we did like a let's play. It's like, here's why the game is interesting, and the kids just want to play the game, so it's like, go ahead, let's play the game. We played the game.
It's been pretty fun.
what was the game that you played?
Star Control 2?
Star Control 2.
Or Quan Masters?
You were playing that on the way out to San Francisco one
Do you
time,
remember?
right?
Do you remember
yeah.
Star?
That was the
Do you
same
remember
game.
Star Control 2?
Yeah,
anytime
well, no,
I-
I don't remember playing, but I remember watching Gus play.
Anytime I got
So
on
you
a
don't-
plane,
you're-
I was playing that game.
You're not familiar with Star Control 2 at all.
No, I've seen Gus play it, but I haven't played it myself.
Star Control 2, if you
Mass-
haven't played it,
It's Mass Effect,
is Mass Effect.
But made like 20
But
years.
made 20 years ago, with on the pixel level.
Yeah,
It's
you like. I see it. She uses it on the patch.
It's pretty
What
cool.
was the
jealous.
game that you played with your kids?
Star
I
Control.
played Star Control 2. Or Quan Master. Did we talk about that on that podcast?
Yeah.
That's not true.
No, yeah, seriously. Wow.
I gotta leave.
Who was on that podcast?
Yeah, I think you and I need to take a break.
Holy shit.
Can't see
We're gonna
that.
yeah, Star Control 2. It's there in the link dump.
Does it also say we need to take a break?
Wait,
So,
what is this?
I wonder if this is this scripted? Like, am I reading? Is my lines written on here? What do I say
Is
next?
that really part of podcast 151 that we talked about Star Control 2 as well?
Houston Doctor and Elevator, Star Control 2.
Was there a World Cup going on at the time?
Was anyone, did we talk about Australia at all?
I don't think so.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Battlefield budget? What's that?
the
Battlefield
Battlefield movie. I'm sorry, the Battleship movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Apparently, it has a $200 million budget.
what the fuck is that? And it's a spaceship, right?
I don't know.
It's
a spaceship
in
that's
water.
underwater that boats have to fight.
Did anyone see Battlefield or Battleship? What was it called? Damn it.
Battleship.
Is that the movie with
There's
Rihanna?
probably a movie called Battlefield. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, why?
I always heard that Peter Berg, the guy that made Battleship, agreed to make Battleship just so we could make that movie Lone Survivor.
What?
Really?
That's what I heard.
How do they trick Liam Neeson to be in it?
I don't know. In the Battleship?
Yeah.
Oh, we pay him a lot of money.
He was also in The Grey.
Nice trick.
Grey's a good movie. Oh, don't you do it to me.
Are you serious? Was that 151?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god.
Battleship and The Grey.
Battleship was
Oh,
not.
he let us into it. He let us into it.
Oh.
He let us into the
That's
battleship
what-
discussion.
I was wondering why.
Yeah, I was like, what
Why
is
you
the
brought
point? Why
that
is he
up?
bringing up a 3-year-old movie?
That's why I
Yeah.
asked you. I was like,
You
why?
fucker.
And you're like, oh.
You know, 100 podcasts. You're going to talk about our discussion on this podcast, or we talked about another podcast?
It could be like Primer, where I just have the old podcast playing in my ear, and I'm just like going through the motions of that conversation. Anything else? We're gonna wrap up.
Yeah, I think we squash
I'm
every.
not.
I'm done.
No, we talked about the World Cup.
I'm
didn't we?
done.
All right, fine.
I think I might be done.
World
What
Cup.
do you mean?
I think this might be done for a while.
What do you mean?
The podcast.
No, don't do that. I'm
But,
sorry.
I mean, it's just
You're
like
depressed about it.
no. I just
Bernie.
like repeating that much stuff on a podcast is a lot. I mean, it's just like I don't know what to say. I just I
It's like
feel,
saying I'm not going to say any more words.
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. I'm taking my fucking confused, bad at math brain. I'm going home.
This guy's he's made a bunch of videos.
If you're making-
We've been over this. I know what point you're about to make. We've been over this before, but go ahead.
Okay, if you're making an online, Thank you,
I
John.
want to highlight. We've talked about this.
I just want to establish I know what you're talking about.
No.
And move along.
No, we're angry about this because no one's listening. The first time we talked about it, no one listened.
This
Had
is
they
a-
listened to the podcast?
This
Stop talking.